It's finally here. Welcome to the Savage Situation. It feels so good to say that. It's been a long time in the making. Finally, it's landed, and we're live. This is it. This is the very first episode. So welcome everyone to this brand new podcast. My name is Adam Savage. I am the host of this foray, this dive into the wonderful world of influencers, esports, gaming, music, entertainment, all that kind of stuff. And across the series, I'm going to be joined by some incredible guests, like my guest I have here today. I want to say a big thanks as well to Fourth Floor Creative, Sony Music, for supporting the series and for letting us use all this cool stuff as well. I mean, this is amazing. My guest needs no real introduction. You see his name plastered on every high street around the country, around the world, at least part of it anyway. Oh, yeah. I'm joined by the almighty COD Zombie Slayer. It's Codename Pizza.
What is up, everybody?
What's up, my dude? Do you know what? You and I, every time, you're the only person in my life that I regularly greet with "What up, my dude." I don't think no one else.
I mean, I'm honoured. That's really good.
My pleasure. It's good to have you here, mate. It's good to see you.
It's good to be here. It's episode 1.
Episode number 1. This is the beginning. This is literally the maiden voyage.
I mean, it's going to take off.
I couldn't imagine anyone next to me, but anyone else next to me for this first episode at least. But I mentioned COD Zombie Slayer. You are a big COD influencer in Call of Duty. But I want to go back to the origins of pizza. I mean, let's talk about you and about where it all began for you. The name, first and foremost. Love it.
The name.
Yeah.
Before I got into the Easter egg side of things, I was into the storyline side of things.
Okay.
So it was very like a cryptic storyline. Like you kind of made theories about it and stuff. Codename.
Yeah.
And I made the channel when I was on vacation doing a pizza eating challenge. Trying to do a different pizza place in Orlando every day of my holiday.
Amazing.
And that was it. Codename Pizza.
You're the only person as well that we've actually done an eating challenge together. Do you remember that?
We have.
We actually did a pizza eating challenge.
So close to beating it.
You got so close. We had to eat this ginormous pizza, as well as a giant dish of mac and cheese. Is that right? Yeah. And you got very close.
The mac and cheese was the killer.
That was the killer.
Yeah.
I made the faux pas of trying to put the mac and cheese into the pizza, and it went totally pear shaped.
Rookie error.
It was just rubbish. It was a molten mess of just pasta and cheese. But that aside, you and I first met along the highway of Los Angeles, highway.
Right near In-N-Out Burger.
Right near In-N-Out Burger. That was the very beginning, the origins.
Yeah, the first time we ever met.
Yeah.
And your kind of entry into Activision's kind of work.
Yeah. Because so 2016, we were there for COD XP, right?
Yeah.
We were there for COD XP, this big Call of Duty event where I think they were releasing the new Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, and we got to play the zombies mode a little early and the multiplayer a little early, which is nice.
We did. I think COD XP was like, you had like the Call of Duty World Championships there. It had like a first hands-on with like the Infinite Warfare, as well as, I want to say Modern Warfare 2. Was that a remastered?
It was the original Modern Warfare got remastered alongside.
Okay, yeah, that was, which was great. It had this, there was a huge kind of, there was zip lines, there was like, VR, I mean, it was nuts.
Oh, they like pulled out the stops. They went, like, that was insane.
But did we already know? Because Infinite Warfare is not regarded as the best Call of Duty ever.
It's not. It's not at all. Like, I love the zombies mode.
Yeah.
But it didn't do amazing.
It didn't do amazing.
But I think it was more of a celebration of Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Like the community was so big then.
Yeah, but I mean, Black Ops 3 is a game that just keeps on going round and round. People love this thing.
I still stream it every week, and it's like 4 years old.
Yeah, I mean, so with the zombies, and let's talk about the zombies, because for those who don't play Call of Duty Zombies, what is the draw to this part of every single Call of Duty game?
So originally, it was about it's a never-ending wave-based game. You kill zombies, the zombies get stronger. You have to try and get better weapons, and then eventually you will die. There's no winning in it.
It's just riding the waves.
Yeah, and it's like bragging rights. Like, oh, I got to round 10. Next game, 15. Just like building your way up.
Okay.
And as times, that was like 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And now we've got Easter eggs in there where it's like, where we're staying up for like 3 days straight, trying to figure out steps that we're not told. They're all hidden in the game. And
it's insane. Like I've watched many an Easter egg being attempted over the years. Yep. Because we all know Easter eggs in like movies and stuff. You kind of you know to look out for things like certain things that kind of hint at other things in kind of pop culture, whatever. But with Easter eggs in the games, so you're trying to go through a bunch of different steps, hidden steps, to get to an end
Yeah, it's
scenario.
it's like on a video game when you're playing a video game, but and you're getting told what to do, like, oh, go and make your way to this place, but you don't get the hints. It's like, you need to go to this place, activate this, figure out some Morse code that you can hear in your ear, which tells you the next step, and then and most of the time it ends in a massive boss fight now.
Yeah,
where it's just, it blows your mind.
You can't deny a good boss fight, man.
I love it.
It's all about the boss fights.
Exactly.
A lot of these games are. I mean, so because as you mentioned, you and other influencers, other content creators in the zombies, because there is a full on zombies part of the internet, which is completely dominated by zombies players.
Yeah.
You're one of the top, if not one of the best zombies players there is.
Yeah.
I would say globally, universally, galactically.
It's hard to really put a name on that.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm an influencer, I'm more well known. Like, there's easily people that are like, don't do YouTube, they're better than me.
Yeah.
100%. But when it comes to like content creators, I would put myself in like top 3 easy of playing.
I love the confidence.
Yeah.
And you've earned it. Because I think it's one of those things that I see with a lot of the Call of Duty players as well. Because I mean, there's people that play, I mean, not many people play the story or the campaign side of, I mean, it doesn't really exist anymore in Call of Duty. Yeah. But we're talking about like the competitive multiplayer aspect. Now there's like a battle royale with like, Black Ops 4 introduced Blackout.
Yep.
But now obviously there's the zombie side of things as well. And I've got to say, with the zombies side of things, every single time there is anything that needs to be done in the game, like, kind of a certain step that needs to be found, no one across the internet can find it. People always turn to you. This guy over here, because 9 times out of 10, you find your brain works in Easter egg mode when you go into these things?
It's a tough one, really. I've found over since I've been working with Activision and going to the studios and stuff, I figured out that like most of the things that I find out in maps are all designed by the same people or similar people. There's some maps where I literally can't help out at all. It's like I've not found a step on that map. But then you go to another one and I'm like blasting through them all.
Yeah.
And I think it's just that there's some sort of connection between what I can do with my brain and what someone's making at the studio. I don't know.
Did you kind of, because I think we've talked about this in the past, but you were playing the competitive kind of multiplayer side, the MP side of things for a long time. And suddenly you thought, you know what, I'm going to divert my attention to the undead. Was there a kind of a moment you were like, yes, I'm going for zombies?
See, when it comes to content creation, zombies was from the start, which was like 2012.
Yeah.
When Black Ops 2 released. But I was playing Call of Duty 4 when that released in 2008. And then when World at War came out in 2009, I started playing zombies on there, which was the first zombies. But I played like a solid year of COD 4 first.
Yeah.
In my final year of high school, 33% attendance that year because of that.
I'd say nice, but I'm sure at the time parents weren't thinking the same thing.
At the time, parents weren't thinking the same thing. Teachers weren't thinking. All they could say was like, you're never going to get a job in Call of Duty.
You're like,
and I can like, okay.
And here you are living the dream on the savage situation. This is the height of fame here, right here. I mean, I guess for a lot of people, you go into kind of, I guess being an influencer in general, particularly in gaming right now as well. There are so many people trying to be an influencer in gaming, being streamers, creators, professional players as well. I mean, have you seen a massive change in the people that are creating content now online from when you first started to now? Has there been a huge difference in kind of the way that people go about making it or the kind of stuff you're seeing online?
Oh, definitely. Like, I started on YouTube in 2005 when the site literally,
OG,
when it first went live, the site,
yeah.
I was making just funny skits with my friends and stuff. And back then, everyone was so naive. Like, we didn't know what to make on the site. It was kind of just like, that's where the you came from. Like, you figured out what you wanted to do and you did it. And then it all changed when, like, money started getting involved in, like, 2008, something like that. And yeah, nowadays, it's very weird. I feel like if I wasn't the age I was, I would struggle to deal with everything.
I think a lot of people now, the adpocalypse word is thrown around a lot now. We all know about the adpocalypse. Yeah. I think even people that watch anything online and go, oh yeah, the apocalypse has happened, yeah. And it's something which is hindered a lot of people who are making a living, making a lot of good money on online, but whether it be YouTube or different platforms as well. But I think predominantly YouTube for this kind of revenue side of things. And people making a lot of money, and suddenly out of nowhere, it's kind of stripped back a lot, depending on what kind of stuff you're making. Surely, if you're making zombie kind of undead blood splatter, 18 plus kind of maturer content. That must be a struggle for you guys. And how do you kind of get around that stuff?
It sounds like if someone said that to me, like what you just did, I would go, yeah, it must be. It must be a struggling time, but it's not. I feel like there's a certain way how you create content that you can get away with it. Like I've never sworn on my channel, ever. I've never said a swear word. And that's just because that if I was watching it as a parent and my kid was watching it, I wouldn't want them to be listening to that.
Mate, I remember when you and I were playing, because you Pizza is my go-to guy for walking me through Easter eggs, because I don't really, I dabble.
Yeah,
for sure.
We've done it a few times.
We've done it a few times. We did the moon.
We did moon.
That was good.
Voyage of Despair recently.
Voyage of Despair. Right, we got to the last. Do you remember that? We spent 4 hours. I want to say 3 or 4 hours getting to this last boss.
I would say 3, yeah.
3 hours getting to this last boss. Yeah, sorry. People watching going, Pizza doesn't do it in 4. He does it in 3. Okay, get to the end boss, and we had one more. I think hit on that last kind of giant eye thing in the middle of the ocean. And something just landed on you, and that was it for us. And it was 3 hours, and it was one of the low points of my life, but a high point because I was playing obviously next to you. But I think with zombies in general, and with these Easter eggs and stuff, you can get. There must come a point when you're making this content as well, when you're making zombie stuff, as you say, like for mature audiences. Because I was going back to my original point. I think I swore in that stream,
and I was like,
and you were no alarm bells, dude. I'm so you're apologizing to the community. And I'm like, I am so sorry. I felt like I've been a bad savage.
I mean, it happens a lot more than you would think. From other people.
Yeah. But I mean, with stuff like this, obviously, you talk about an Easter egg, right? Everyone's trying to complete this same boss and trying to get there first. How do you mentally try and plan out and schedule the kind of videos you're going to make around the same thing? Because obviously everyone wants to see an Easter egg completion kind of walkthrough. People want to see the way that you kind of do certain things in the game, but you've got to make it very bespoke for like your audience, a pizza-fied video. What do you do? How do you make it how do you plan that kind of stuff?
Good question.
Yeah.
When it comes to Easter egg hunts in general and finishing Easter eggs, I always make sure that my guides are perfect. Originally, when I started doing guides, it was very much a race against the other big guys to get it up, to get the views. And now I've took a step back from the race and kind of thought, I'll take my time with it, make sure that it's perfect, and then hopefully it will get the word spread around that that's the best one. And it has worked for some. Like I've got an Easter egg guide for one of the Black Ops formats with nearly 2 million views. But then there's like some that didn't work out so well because I was a bit later than everyone else. So it's a bit give and take really, but every zombies channel has their own niche.
Yeah.
Or at least every zombies channel that has somewhat survived over less zombies content over the past few years has a niche. And I don't know, my niche is kind of just going the extra mile kind of. A lot of my videos I have to do a lot of Easter eggs for. Yeah. I was doing top 10 Easter eggs. It's putting a lot of time and effort into getting the footage for that. And other people wouldn't want to do that, and they would just make a video talking about the news or something. And that's their niche.
Was it a quick ascension to superstardom for you? Was it kind of like a gradual kind of slow burner at the beginning? How did it work?
I feel like a lot of people would assume that it was. If they just like saw from the outside, they'd be like, oh, dude, that guy grew so quick. Yeah. But it wasn't like that. It was, like I said, I started my channel in 2012. And up until 2015, I was on 2,500 subs. So not bad for 3 years. Mm-hmm. And then I started doing content on Black Ops 3 and gained a few thousand subscribers in a week. And I'm like, this is pretty good. And at the time, I was like ridiculously poor, no money. And my wife, who was my girlfriend back then, just got her student loan in. And I begged her to get me a PlayStation 4. So she got me a PlayStation 4 with a copy of the game. And, risky, because I already had the game on Xbox, and I was like, I want the PS4 so I can stream from the PS4. I don't have to buy a massive gaming computer. So she bought me a PS4 for Black Friday. Saved like £100 on it, pretty good
bargain.
Exactly, and then I started streaming, and that as well as Mythbusting Mondays, which is like the staple video kind of for the channel. Made it grow pretty quick. And like that was in November. By Christmas, it was like 8,000 subs. New Year, 11,000. And then March was 100,000.
Oh my God.
So it was like 3 months.
Wild.
Yeah, three and a bit months from like 2.5K to 100,000. But I feel like if I didn't already put those 3 years in, it wouldn't have done that.
At that, when you're seeing that growth, that kind of, at that rate, that it's happening, do you kind of pinch yourself, or are you just riding the wave, not really thinking about it, just going, moving forward every day, a new video, I don't really care about what's happening, I just want to keep making stuff?
Yeah, it was a lot of dedication to not do anything but stream.
Yeah.
And I would stream every day, make videos every day, and it would be like 16-hour days for probably close to a year. And then when that year came, I was like, right, I'm gonna take a little step back, give myself a little bit more time to live actual life, but also create content still. And that's what I do now. I'll spend maybe one video a week. Like myth busting still takes me like 20 to 30 hours to do. But apart from that, and that's every week. But apart from that, I'll do a full day of streaming one day, which is like 8 hours, and then at least 1 or 2 other videos in the week, which might take maybe like another 20 hours. Yeah. So we're talking like 50 to 60-hour weeks, but it's a lot better than what I was doing.
How much time are you spending as well watching other people's, like other people, whether they be zombie creators or elsewhere? How much time are you spending watching their stuff to kind of get kind of inspiration, or kind of, do you do any of that at all?
I don't watch any zombie.
Nothing.
I don't watch any zombie stuff apart from watching my own back to make sure I've not made any mistakes. I choose not to because I don't want to be. I don't want to have some kind of influence into my videos that someone else has done. I want it to be all my genuine stuff, and like just by watching something, your brain can pick stuff up, and you don't realize that you're doing it in your own video. But I don't want that, so I rarely watch other zombie creators. I like to watch a lot of like David Dobrik and like Vsauce, just stuff that makes me like laugh or just think before I go to bed. But apart from that, yeah, really don't watch any other like zombie stuff.
Do you get a chance? I mean, do you get a chance to have because I think what I'm excited to see about this series as well, chatting to different creators from all walks of life, it's kind of the influences in their personal life as well, because it can't just be like for you, it can't just be games 24/7. It's got to be other stuff as well. So like, what are the kind of stuff what kind of stuff do you watch regularly? Are you watching like Game of Thrones? Are you watching going to the movies? Do you watch any of that stuff?
So
you're just watching the Goonies on repeat? How does it work?
Very rare that I sit down and actually watch TV and enjoy TV, and it's very rare that I play video games outside of work. Now, like back in the day, I'd play video games so much. I'll play them nonstop on like a flight, or like today, the train. I played Crash Bandicoot, Nitro Kart, like nonstop.
Yeah, Crash Team Racing, mate.
Yeah,
looking good,
really good.
Everyone's excited.
Yeah. At the minute, a little bit of Love Island because my wife watches it, so I watch it as well.
Right, don't blame it on your wife. I watch it too. I'm addicted.
It is
so
entertaining.
It's completely fine.
Yeah,
it's totally fine.
I may have bought the water bottles.
Have you really?
Yeah.
No, I love. Oh, that is with the names on.
Yeah.
Oh, does yours say pizza?
No, it says Benjamin.
Oh, Benjamin. You've gone very formal.
Fully formal.
Yeah, fully formal on the water bottle front. I love that.
Yeah.
Mate, that's extreme. You've gone to another. You're buying the merch.
I've had one drink before that.
I love that you're having a few drinks and a drunken purchase. You're like, do you know what? I'm going to buy a Love Island water bottle. That's what I want right now.
Yeah, well, the advert came on and I thought, you know what?
I tell you what, it's been all right. It's had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
I'm in a place now that the whole we could talk about it for a long time, but the whole Danny saga and it's good. It's kind of that kind of trash TV that I can't help but put on myself.
Yeah,
as well.
like I love that kind of stuff. I find it hard to get into something unless I can watch it every day.
Yeah.
So like that I can watch every day. I used to really like Big Brother. I watched I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of It and stuff like that. Just something that I can guarantee. I think with a job like this, it's nice to know I'm gonna definitely be finished by 9 o'clock, so I can go and watch that.
Yeah. How does that affect your relationship in terms of timing as well? Has it been hard?
It was originally for the like I said, that first year where it'd be like non-stop, and it's still a little bit difficult around Easter egg hunts and stuff because it's like I'm up for days and days and days and we barely see each other. But I always make sure that after an Easter egg hunt, no matter what, so it normally comes out on a Tuesday. If it's finished by like a Friday, I'll guarantee that I get my guide up that day, and on the Saturday we always go to a spa.
Nice.
And just like relax. Like your body needs it because I've been awake for so long.
Yeah, if your eyes are glued to a screen the whole time as well. I mean, that takes its toll.
Yeah, but it's great. I always make sure that now when I've finished a video by 5 o'clock, and then she comes home from work and then hang out.
Nice. You've got your schedule down. It's all about the schedule. With because I mean, how closely do you work as well with Activision? Obviously, you publish the game. Obviously, the new one's coming out soon. How does it all work from your perspective as a creator who makes content specifically for that game? What's the relationship like? Are you kind of in constant contact with them? Are they sending you out to play the kind of latest updates all the time? How does it work?
Yeah, I probably speak to them maybe like once every 2 months. Originally, I was just chilling one day, get a DM on Twitter, and it was like, "Hi, I'm this guy from Activision. I'm gonna send you an email over." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "What have I done wrong?" And then I get the email and it's like, we want to take you to a DLC event in London. I'm like, oh, wow, that's really, really cool. So I go to it, and then COD XP happened where we met, and I got to go to LA literally like a few weeks later. So from going from nothing with them to going to LA in like a month, it was like mind-blowing. And now in the past like 3 years, I must have been to LA maybe like 10 times with them. And
Did you go to Florida recently?
I went like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
We're big Disney fans, man. We
Massive
love
Disney
our
fans.
Disney. We love our Disney. I know you went there to kind of check it out and went to the theme parks.
I went to the opening of the brand new Harry Potter ride.
There's a brand new Harry Potter ride.
Yeah.
What is that?
Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure.
And that's
And
really easy to say 10 times fast.
And I went opening day.
Yeah.
And I arrived at the theme park, which opened at 9 o'clock at 4 a.m. 5 a.m. And got to the front gates. I was the 5th person in line. And then by like 7 o'clock, there was probably like 10,000 people already there. And they were like, oh, we're going to take the first 200 in to go and see a grand opening where the cast are there, like of Harry Potter. So I get walked through like the first 200. Me and my wife are in there, and we have to sign waivers so we can be on the news. All news crews are there for the opening. Like sign waivers so you can be on like the branding of the ride stuff when they show like trailers of it. And then I got to see the Harry Potter cast like talk about the ride and open it, and then we got to go and ride it. And then by the time I got off the ride, the wait time was 10 hours, and they shut the queue off at the end.
10 hours.
Yeah, and that was
And people are waiting for this thing, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
They love it.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
I bet the new Star Wars world as well has just gone mad, I think, as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the opening to that at Walt Disney World, but I don't want to go to the Disneyland one because that isn't like my home one.
It's not your home one. Okay. But you get to travel a lot, which is nice. I mean, you're in the States loads.
It's nice, but it also is like people think that it's a holiday. When you get sent out for a DLC event, I mean, it's an 11-hour flight to LA. Plus, I have to get to London, which I probably have to go the day before. So you're looking at coming down to London, staying the night, 11-hour flight, then you're there for one night, and then an 11-hour flight back.
Yeah. It can take its toll.
Yeah, it's definitely not a holiday. It's work. So it is tiring when you get back. But I wouldn't swap it for anything. It's amazing.
I remember a few years ago I went to a casting in LA. It was kind of on a whim, and I flew out there to this casting. I literally flew to LA. I landed, and I went straight to the hotel. I had like 6 hours sleep. Woke up, got dressed, went to the casting, flew back to London.
Yeah.
In literally that space, and I actually I completely missed jet lag because there was no time to be jet lag. I was just like, I got home and I'm okay, I think. So it was fine.
I'm bad.
But yeah. I've tried to text you and you're like, give me 3 days, mate.
I'm so bad, mate.
Yeah.
Like whenever we go to LA, I'll wake up in the morning, like 3 a.m. because I can't sleep. And then John, like another influencer, will message me at like 8 in the morning, like, are you up? I'm like, I've been up since 3. And I don't play video games at night. I'm literally just laying in my bed, like, doing nothing.
God. Are you thinking about what to make next? Like, is it obviously you said Mythbusting Monday takes 20 to 30 hours.
Yeah.
Are you there kind of always thinking, what's the next move for me? What's the next kind of like, because obviously the new game, Modern Warfare, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Comes out in September, right? September, October time.
October, yeah.
So what's the prep like ahead of that? What's your kind of day-to-day routine?
Difficult to prep for that. I mean, I was lucky enough that they sent me out to go and see the game before it was announced, which was lovely. I got to, and they told us a little bit about the game, so I could kind of figure out what I wanted to do with regards to the game when it comes to content. Apart from that, I can't really prep. I can just come up with
hope.
Yeah, kind of.
Do you think? I mean, over the years, particularly the last, because I remember Black Ops 3, as you mentioned, was a big high.
Yeah,
it was a big high.
It was massive.
It was massive. You know, so for those who don't, might not necessarily know how it works with the Call of Duty games, there's three publishers or three developers. You got Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer, who basically rotate every 3 years, right? So they rotate every 3 years. This year's the turn of Infinity Ward, right? Who did Infinite Warfare the last time around, and Zombies was good then. We like Zombies.
I mean, it got a little bit of a negative buzz to begin with, but I loved it from the start to the finish. It was really good. It was
very animated, which was good.
Yeah.
But we got to we get to this kind of this new one now, obviously being made by Infinity Ward, those guys, and they've gone down the Modern Warfare route again.
Yep.
But it's like, for me, from an outsider looking in, like you kind of wonder, there's been a lot of negativity about where is COD going, what's the next, they brought in like a Battle Royale mode last year. They're kind of obviously zombies. You guys want new content all the time. You want new stuff to kind of play all the time. When you see games like Fortnite, which is like weekly patches and updates, you're like, hell, where's our stuff? You know. So I mean, do you think that that Call of Duty, what do you see for the future of the game, like, in terms of like, do you think it's gonna continuously draw people in, because the competitive side seems good?
Yeah.
What do you think about the game?
It's a great question. If it was up to me and I got to choose what I wanted, it would be zombies, and you'd get a new map maybe every month or every month and a half, and every week there'd be a new weapon placed in, or just something new which brings people to videos and streams to see what it is. But where do I think it's going? I think it will go in that direction. I just think that you got to remember, these games are like planned like 5 years in advance. Like they know what they're doing for like the next 4 years. And with that comes like, it's difficult to kind of go, okay, we need a battle royale now, because that only became popular last year, but they were like making Black Ops 4 like years ago.
Battle Royale thing's gone mad. Like it's gone crazy. Like I remember for a while there was a bit of a meme about every single game that was announced. Like, oh, where's the Battle Royale mode? You know, even like a new Pokemon game. There's got to be a Battle Royale mode. It got a bit wild.
I mean, there's Tetris Battle Royale.
There's Tetris, which is actually all right.
I've not
which
played
actually
it.
is actually not bad. I mean, there are what?
I can't judge it. I've not played it.
Yeah, there are a lot of games which are definitely focusing on that kind of genre. I think because Fortnite's gone so massive, people naturally think, oh, you know, we got to jump on this as well. You know, I think I did a video recently about this, but I think they in 1 year alone made $2 billion in skin purchases, which doesn't, you know, just the way your character looks, which is insane. That's $2 billion. So you know, giving away, what is it, the top prize for their upcoming World Cups? Like, you know, I think is it the $3 million prize pool?
Yeah, it's not even like skin money.
It's they don't even, for them it's just like, do you know what? Whatever. You know, it's like, it's just, you know. For us, it's not really a big hit, but you know, for somebody else, it makes their life. You know, it's a game changer. But yeah, the Battle Royale, because I was, you know, with the Blackout, I was relatively into it. I got quite into it. But I think for like with all things in that kind of world, unless they have the regular kind of updates or new reasons to play the game. Yeah. And I remember back, you know, working with the Activision team who were awesome, but there was always these hoops to jump through, like this whole kind of, you know, if we got to get this, you got to get this thing kind of like signed off by this person through that team and that team and that team. By the time you want to put something out there, it's not relevant anymore because it happened 3 months ago. So there is that problem sometimes, I guess.
That's your side of things. Like with me, it's a lot easier because like you do have to get stuff like checked off by them. But when it came to our stuff, like for DLC events, we just got to sign certain waivers that we're not going to show certain things. But apart from that, we can kind of do whatever we want. Because when you work with sponsorships and stuff like that, you have to send a video that you're going to release to that sponsor to check over, like at least like a few days in advance, and they'll give you all clear, and then you can post a video. But with Activision, they're normally pretty good. They'll talk to you about it if they notice anything once it's live. Yeah.
Talk to me about milestones in your kind of your career. So I want to know about the big stuff, like, you know, the kind of the moments that, because I always imagine like getting to like, you know, 100,000 subscribers is a big thing, or getting your first 1 million hits on a video is a big thing. Yeah. What have been the moments that have there been anything for you in your personal opinion that you were like, do you know what, that was crazy, and you kind of exploding inside. You're so like hyped about something that's happened in your work, in your career to date. What have been those high points for you?
When it comes to Codename Pizza, the first DLC event with Activision.
Are you talking in the third person now, or are you talking in the channel?
Talk about the channel.
When it comes to this guy, I know.
Well, because I had the YouTube channel before that, in the one that started in 2005. And at the time, I was really interested in music and music production and DJing and stuff like that. And that channel was created under a music genre. You used to have to like put what genre a video you were going to upload to YouTube.
I remember.
Like, yeah, so I put it as music, and I was the 99th most subscribed musician in the UK.
Were you?
I was, 2009.
Accolades.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And I have a screenshot of like 2007 YouTube where it says like, you used to get these things called trophies, I think they were called. Or,
on YouTube?
Yeah. So like
mini achievements for like...
be on your channel.
Okay.
And it stayed active for as long as that like achievement was active. So I have a screenshot of my channel saying #1 most viewed video in the world this week and this month.
No way.
Yeah. And like number 1 most viewed video today and stuff like that. And yeah. And it used to say on it 99th most subscribed musician in the UK.
But you're the #1 video in the world that day.
Yeah, I had that month as well. Like, this is going back to 2007. So you're talking like, I had a video that got like 350,000 views, and that was the most viewed video on the whole of YouTube that month.
Because I remember, because when you go back to the original kind of stuff, I remember when I was watching something with PewDiePie recently, right? Because I'm still, the guy's the VOG. I watch all of his stuff.
Yeah.
So he was saying recently how his, he got to 1,000 subscribers and how that was a massive milestone because people just weren't watching stuff online. So I can totally imagine going back to that kind of time, getting 300,000 views on a video is like the most massive thing ever.
It was wild. And like I said, 99th most subscribed in that musician category, and that was 3,000 subs.
Wow.
That's crazy. Like, I bet now you've got to have minimum of 1 million to be in like the top 99 musicians. Easy.
How does it work for you as a I guess as a YouTuber or an influencer as well, like with the number side of things and what you, I mean, it seems like it is a crazy, like, obviously the great thing is you can see every bit of data you need, every stat from like, age demographic, the where they're watching from, you can kind of see everything online. Everyone can kind of see your stats and stuff. But for you, like, are you constantly looking at that stuff, and how has it changed over time as well?
So I never look at demographics because I feel like once you do that, you try and influence your own videos in a certain way. And the way I do my videos is very much how I make videos that I would watch. Like if I am into zombies, but if I was wanting to find a channel that makes zombies, I make videos about I would watch basically. But apart from that, I do like to watch subscribers because it indicates if I upload a video on one day and I gain like 100 subs more than I would the other day, then that means I've done something right. I watch views somewhat. I don't watch revenue. I hate watching revenue because if you see it dip, you're like losing money, but you're not. But I watch views because it means that people are enjoying it. And I find it really interesting to watch CPM, which is like how much you get paid per 1,000 views. Okay,
and that varies on the MCN you have with like a network.
It does, but I'm not with one. I choose to just be with Google. Because MCN, just for me personally, I think MCNs are outdated. I feel like it was very much an early YouTube thing where these companies would start out and then they would go, oh, we know what we can do. We can try and market this in a way where kids feel like they have to have one, and then we can take all their money. And the reason why I'm not with one is because when I first started the channel, up until having like 140,000 subscribers, I was having 40% of my revenue just taken away for nothing.
Really? God, yeah. That can make, because I think people are always curious. I think everyone's always curious how much YouTubers make.
Of course,
because I mean, I remember listening to a story about a YouTuber that I knew was a big YouTuber, and he was at LAX airport. And he was going through customs, and he went up to the custom. This was back in around 2000, and I want to say maybe 12, 13 or so, when it was kind of starting to really kick off. And he went to the kind of customs agent officer, and he was like, "What do you do for a job?" And he said, "I'm a YouTuber, or an influencer." Because people should say YouTubers, now it's influencer or content creator. So I'm getting my vocab right. Do you know what I mean? YouTube. Well. So I always say Twitch streamer as well, rather than just saying I'm a Twitcher. It's weird.
No,
it sounds like a bird watcher.
It sounds weird.
It sounds weird. Goes to this desk and he gives his passport across, and they say, "We need to see how much is in your bank account." And he was like, "Sorry." And they were like, "You can't come into the US unless you let us see exactly how much is in your bank account." They didn't need to see that.
No.
But they, as people who, I guess, are just wanted to kind of use an excuse to, I want to look at your records.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use it kind of, I'm going to say, oh yeah, it's for, for the government kind of to, make sure everything's legit. But in actual fact, it was just wanting to see what he's making money-wise.
I have had the same thing.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Dude, no way.
LAX, I turned up and they didn't ask for bank account. They said, we need to know how much you made last year.
Just because they wanted to.
And I was like, I've never had this before. They made me tell them.
Wow. Is that and for you, is there an element of, I'm going to tell you exactly what I earned last year, or is there an element of, I don't want to reveal anything to you because it's none of your business?
I'm a very private person. Yeah. I've been asked to like live in London or live in America, and I just live in the middle of the sticks in a tiny little town and village in Manchester.
With the worst internet ever still?
Terrible.
Yeah. It's the biggest gripe ever. For someone who works online, you always tell me about how bad the internet is.
So bad. I contacted this company because I'm like, okay, I need faster internet. And the only way they could do it is digging up a load of roads. I'm talking miles and miles of roads to put in a fiber cable under the ground and have it directly to my house. And luckily there was some kind of like government scheme. They're trying to encourage encourage companies to do this, and they'd give a grant to help you do it because it's a lot of money. So I was like, okay, I'll do this. And when I ordered it, because they must do it for like businesses in like London and in the middle of cities, they're like, I ordered it in December, and they were like, okay, you've got a 60-day until it'll be 100% sorted. Not sorted yet. I get a call like every week, like, we're just working on this road, and it's slowly getting closer to my house, but it's.
And then you drive past just these guys drinking tea and reading the newspaper, and you're like, I hate you. I hate you so much.
I see the trucks every week.
Oh,
I
damn
drive
them.
past them. I'm like, it's getting a tiny bit closer, but it's still miles away.
Damn them, making the most of their contracts and wait to the last day. But I mean, money is a thing that I always find, because I don't know whether because there is that kind of, people know that people are making a lot of money on branded videos. I think it has changed a lot though, the way that people are making. I think before it felt like it was, oh, this person's got X amount of subscribers. Let's chuck them 10 grand for a video, and then they can promote it like that way. They just give them money. Now it seems there's a lot more clauses with branded content. Like, hey, you have this amount of views by a certain time.
Yep.
You need to get this, this amount, this kind of target market. There's a lot more kind of criteria to what kind of gives you the full kind of like final payout. Do you know what I mean?
So somewhat, I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
Like, I used to get brand deals. I might have had to like make a similar video to someone with like 2 million subs. But my video would get more views and I would get paid less. So it'd really frustrate me. But I've done one recently where I had that where it was like, you have to get this many views on it. And if you don't get this many views, then you have to promote that video a little bit more.
Oh, okay. Which is fair enough.
It's fine, yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Absolutely fine.
Yeah, because I think sponsored content, obviously people get like, there's brand deals that you have, like you're wearing certain headphones or using certain kind of, I think a lot for esports players as well, that's a big thing to have like, branded, kind of peripherals, we'll call them, kind of like keyboard, mouse, whatever. But I think there is definitely a lot of, obviously, in the culture of like YouTube and Twitch as well, you're getting a lot of tips, you're getting a lot of like, on Twitch you'll get subscriber kind of like money as well. Yeah. So there are multiple avenues that you can make good money, and that's why people are attracted to it. But it feels like now that kind of the jump from being someone who makes videos every day just kind of like for the sake of doing it, likes doing it, and the jump to this is a career and I'm making I'm making bank and making good money, and this is like I can have like the nice car. I mean, have you ever bought, what's the nicest thing you bought that you've thought this is thanks to you? Is there like a thing that you've got, like, is that a house?
Yeah,
like a thing?
I'm very proud of my house.
Yeah.
So I managed to like get a house that I'd never thought I would have as my first house. Like I always envision like a first house being either just a flat or like near me. Like I know here flats are super expensive in London, but near me the flats are cheap. Houses are a lot cheaper, but I managed to get a really nice house. And I bought a car. Actually, my car I bought before I started YouTube. So probably like a wedding ring.
Yeah,
like, I managed to get a nice wedding ring out.
Yeah. So the three things you need to: the wedding, the house, the car, eventually the kid. But they're the main things.
Yeah, but car doesn't interest me, man. Like back when I was working full time as a normal person, as a normal job, I thought car made you who you were, and I was like, I bought a brand new car and I was really happy with it, and now I just don't care. No. I drive like 2 miles a week. I think I did my MOT the other week, 600 miles in a year. But,
nice. Insurance is thinking, yeah, we like this. Keep this up, Ben. We like this.
So it's like,
what's the kind of the impact around the people around you in your personal life as well, like with like family and friends? Like, are they, when you say, oh, I'm a content creator, I make zombies videos, they kind of look at you and go, you do what?
Originally, it was really weird. People are okay now. For the first like. Maybe like when I started earning enough money to let's say when I started earning maybe like double what my friends would earn for doing like a 40-hour week, they would give me grief.
Really?
It'd be like, oh, you can get this round. You earn more than us.
Mate, I can imagine.
I'd be like, I'm saving for a house.
Yeah.
Like that annoyed me. Now it's getting better. It's like. Kind of, yeah.
I had for me personally, I had a lot of like I was being a host and doing, be it an esports event, be it online or on telly, whatever it might be. For a long time, my friends, my mates were a little bit like, obviously you're banter with your mates. Being British as well, it's kind of part of the growing up. You part of growing up is getting grief off your mates.
Yeah, exactly.
And I used to, when I used to say that what I do. there was this assumed like if you're not presenting the X Factor or hosting the X Factor, then you're not doing anything. And you're like,
I get that.
well, no, there is a lot of stuff I'm doing. Oh no, yeah, sure. But there's a lot of that. And then as soon as you do turn that corner, and it suddenly becomes, oh, look at me doing this thing where I'm in this arena and it's really cool. People go, oh yeah. And suddenly they kind of think, oh, okay, yeah, cool, yeah, definitely on board with that. But they don't want to ask any questions because they're kind of worried about what it might, what they don't have any because my mates back home working in games and stuff as we do, and that kind of, no one played games really, like hard no one. Which was kind of mental when I think about it, because I would have loved to have, had a lot more mates who were like, yeah, let's get together and play, whatever, and complete this together, and that just didn't really happen.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, mate. That's why you're my best friend now,
Thanks,
and
mate.
that's why you're my best friend.
Yeah,
because I need.
that's good.
But it's one of those things where I think you naturally, going back to what we were saying, like when you have your family and friends around you, it is a unique industry to work in. I think the same would go for if you were. If you are a musician or you're an actor or something as well, you go into like kind of you're in front of the camera, you're doing something where you're in the public, kind of eye for a long time. I think then things are naturally going to change anyway because you're kind of on the front of whatever billboards, magazines, TV and stuff. But I think that with the internet, it's a very different thing, isn't it? You've got like a lot more people who are a bit more skeptical about what success actually is.
Yeah.
It's
a weird one. It really is. Like my friends used to be really nasty, saying like, "Why do I deserve to get more money than them when they like grafting?"
Mate, I think that happens a lot to people. It seems like such a common thing.
It'd be like, "Oh, I've been grafting this week, got cuts all over my hands from work, and you've just been sat at a computer." I'm like, okay, you've just streamed for 2 hours. It's not like
oh yeah, I can tell you, you've just streamed for 2 hours. Do you mean given all my energy for hours and with like £3 worth of donations? It was really I know exactly what you mean. It's like it's tricky. It's tricky. I think for everyone. I think even if you get to a level where you are at the very top of the game. I asked you. You said that you watch like Vsauce and those kind of. You kind of keep tabs on what's happening in like kind of like the influencer space and like who's kind of doing what. And I mean, I think this week there was the very sad loss of a very famous YouTuber, Etika, which was awful. And are you keeping tabs on like what's happening in the YouTube space as well as what you're doing?
I try to. Yeah, I'm very bad with names when it comes to like the competitive side of things and stuff like that. I really don't listen too much about the names, but I try and keep up to date with the news at least, because especially what happened this week, like you just said, it's like mental health's massive when it comes to this industry, and because the industry's so new, it's kind of difficult to estimate how people will react after becoming so successful so quickly.
Have you ever been affected with mental health in the industry that we work in? Like, has there been time that you've kind of found, this is my savage situation. This is something that I've got to get my, if you saw a better pun there, promote the show.
Personally.
But is there something that's been in a situation that you've mentally had to deal with, but you didn't think you'd have to?
Personally, not really. Apart from the fact that I had to like figure out taxes and stuff. Like you don't get taught this stuff in school. You get taught so much nonsense that you'll never use. You need to learn about taxes. You need to learn about so much stuff that you
basic day-to-day living.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, and it is crazy what you learn and what you need to actually know to survive.
I often, why do I need to learn about putting things in a Bunsen burner and finding out if it sparkles purple or not? I don't really need that.
Exactly.
I do need to know how to do my accounts though. Important.
Yeah, exactly.
You see? But yeah, I mean, I think the mental health thing is something which has been coming up a lot in general online recently. I think there's a lot of people, because it is like this. It is a world in which there's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of, and what other industry as well are you seeing that amount of like negativity and comments and on people? It's just, I mean, that must be. I've had my fair share, but everyone has it. But it's always the same thing. You get 100 compliments, you get one negative, and the negative things that you focus on.
Yeah,
it does.
100% it affects you. That one. The thing is, like, I blocked so many words, and the list goes on to like more blocking every single week, where it's just like I'm blocking this word now, and then this word. I don't want this in my chat or my comment section.
Yeah,
and I can see that throughout my entire like 4 years of being popular on YouTube, there's like 21,000 comments that have been instantly blocked by YouTube.
How many? 21,000.
So I know if I click on that, there's going to be 21 hate comments towards me. that are instantly going to make me feel
Are you
terrible.
kind of tempted? Shall I press the button and just have a look at what the latest what the latest thing they're saying about me is today? The latest kind of bad thing.
Slightly tempting, but no, I can't. The thing is, it is a big deal, and some of these kids that write stuff just so nasty.
Yeah,
they just don't understand how much heart and soul
trolls,
goes
mate.
into
The trolls, mate. Yeah, I guess it comes with Twitter, Instagram, whatever it might be. You're always going to get people who are going to say kind of crazy things and kind of give you a hard time about things. But I think it's getting a lot more personal now. People are shaming other people. That happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
It gets very personal.
It's keyboard warriors, mate.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I've been to events and I've met these people that have done this, and they're just little kids.
Yeah.
They just haven't found themselves yet, and they feel uncomfortable in their own body, so they're trying to shame it onto someone else.
And don't understand the consequences of what they're saying, and just kind of go, well, I just typed it. I don't really, I don't know what I was saying, really, kind of thing. And I read it somewhere else. I'm just repeating it. It's like, dude, it's a it's a danger. It is. I don't know how they could ever kind of enforce something to kind of stop it, though. Really, it is part of the world that I guess people work and live in. Really.
Yeah. So it does affect me if I read into it, but after being at those events and seeing actually who it is doing it,
you gotta go.
Yeah, you just got to feel a bit sorry for them. They've not found themselves yet. And the internet is a scary place nowadays. The internet was around when we were younger, but it was like, it was the bare minimum. It'd be barely anything on there. Now it's like, people think that they just can't be tracked down and stuff, and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, totally. I've got to ask you about just about the future as well, mate.
Sure.
Obviously, we're lots of things are happening, personal life, professional life. What is in the future for Codename Pizza, the channel, the guy? What's the next step? What's the big end game? Are you kind of looking into? I mean, the question I guess is it going to last forever? That's the kind of the big one.
Yeah, this asked all the time.
Yeah.
At the minute, I think as long as I'm enjoying it, it carries on, and I'm enjoying exactly what I'm doing right now. The moment that I stop enjoying it, I'll stop. I've got other things that I want to do. As you know, I'm a massive Disney fan, a massive fan of theme parks, and I want to venture into that side of YouTube and start a new channel based around that. But never taking the time away from Codename Pizza. I love it. And the thing is, like, if it wasn't for my YouTube channel and what I do as a job, I'd be playing video games for no reason. And that's the great thing. When I finish work for the day, I don't feel the need to play video games because I've played it all day. Yeah. So now I get to do something else, put my time and efforts into other things.
I'm the same with video games as well. I find myself, getting to a stage where at night I'll turn on the PlayStation, whatever it might be. I'm looking at all my library of games, and I'm just staring, thinking, that one's going to take about an hour to play. That one's going to take about 20 minutes to finish a game on that. And I literally get to a point where I go, I'm just going to watch something on Netflix because I haven't got the energy to kind of invest more. It's grueling. I mean, I love it. I always have done ever since I was a kid. Played everything. But I'm exactly the same as you. Yeah, I think you get to a point where you're like, I do it with every. I'm very lucky to play all these different games as part of my job. But it comes to a point where you're going to go, I want to switch off and just breathe, take in some life.
I'm a big relaxation guy. Like, even if it's 10 minutes here or 10 minutes there.
Well, you've mentioned going to a spa now, so I'm kind of expecting you to invite me at some stage. And
every DLC, as soon as we finish the map. Okay. As soon as I've finished the Easter egg guide, instantly there, yeah.
Okay.
Everyone. I've done it
straight away.
I've done it for years, and it helps so much.
Really?
It gives me something to look forward to. It's like, if I know there's like 2 steps to the Easter egg left, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to push through this because I can go to the spa as soon as this is done.
So you start picturing the robes and the comfort,
and
the relaxation chilling. Kind of. I get you. I'm with you, mate. Thank you so much for coming in to being my very first guest on the podcast. This is. I mean, I've been wanting to do this for so long. I thought there's no better person than my boy Pizza to come in for the first one, and it's been cracking having you on the show.
Thank you.
Long may the success continue, my friend.
Fingers crossed.
Long may it continue. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, for watching the podcast as well, for listening. Make sure to, I guess, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, Pizza. And make sure to check out Pizza online. I'll make sure all the details are in the description as well. Thanks for watching. See you next time on The Savage Situation. Until then, take care. And bye-bye for now. Stay savage.